Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, buongiorno a tutti. Thiago Motta will launch Juve Napoli later today, press conference, and I can't wait to hear the words of Thiago. We will be here on the channel live to translate the press conference and then to speak about the accuracy, the papers, what are saying about Juve Napoli, the atmosphere, trying to start feeling it. How the stadium will be a sold-out stadium to welcome Antonio Conte. But that's something that we will do later. In this video, it will be a shorter one, we speak about one topic, about a video game, FC25, FC25, that is available today in Ultimate Edition, and from next week, so Friday the 27th, available for everyone normally. You can go for PS5, you can go for Xbox, whatever. Anyway, I love it. I love because on this channel we can speak about everything. As long as it's linked to Juve, we can speak about everything. We can speak to different generation. Unfortunately, we spoke about Totò Schillaci that passed away. We spoke about it 2 days ago, unfortunately. Speaking probably to an older generation, today we probably speak to a younger generation, the gaming generation. Look, version will be out today already, but we already saw these teasers. Why? Because some influencers, some content creators, the gaming content creators already had a copy a bit earlier. Look, I was extremely proud yesterday night before going to bed. I was extremely proud this morning again. When I watched it again, it's beautiful because the people of the world that are loving football, the first thing that they will see when they will launch their Xbox, their PlayStation, their computer, their Wii, their Switch, whatever, when they will play that game, is that they will see a guy that is going towards an office, opening the door, and you recognize immediately, thanks to the bald, beautiful head of Zinedine Zidane, you recognize Zinedine Zizou from the back. But then you are giving a look in that wide shot to the right side where you see two frames with shirts inside. La camiseta blanca, Real Madrid number 5 of Zinedine Zidane. And then that beautiful vintage K96 version of Juve, the bianconero shirt, black and white stripes with that mighty number 21 of Zinedine Zidane. If you go and you wait a few seconds, you really see a beautiful zoomed shot of these two frames, and it's just epic. It's beautiful. It made me so proud, you can't even imagine, knowing that all the people that will play FIFA, FC25, FC25, they will see Real Madrid, Juventus Football Club. Two clubs only. No Bordeaux, no France, two clubs. Real Madrid, Juventus. And it's so important to me. I'm so happy about that one. We know it. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We have to be objective. Real Madrid is known as the best, biggest club of the world. Champions League won titles, etc., etc. Mbappe, Bellingham. And then you see Juventus. Juventus that is, according to me, a glorious club, a historical club. The first club to win everything in Europe, in the world. To win every single competition. The biggest team in Italy, but also really well known in Europe. We already won the Champions League twice. We arrived, unfortunately, in the final luckily we arrived in the final a lot of times, but we lost them. What if we won them? What if we won them? We would have spoken about probably the biggest team in the world, Juventus Football Club. It is what it is. At the moment, because of own mistakes, because of post-COVID, because of mistakes or things to blame to Federazione Italiana di Calcio, Juventus comes out or tries to come out of a negative cycle of not winning the league for 5 seasons in a row, which is really long. Juventus is working on it. Ownership, Elkan, president, management, Giuntoli, new coach, new players, new philosophy. We try to get back there. At the moment, we are not in the 8 favorites to win the Champions League, but we are working to do it. Anyway, seeing these images is beautiful. Also because if you wait a bit, in that trailer, you see that Ballon d'Or to Zinedine Zidane that he won with Juventus. If you go on Google and type in Zinedine Zidane Ballon d'Or, you will see not him at Real Madrid, you will see him at Juventus with that Ballon d'Or in his hands. It's beautiful. Guys, it brought me so much happiness, so much proud to see these images. And I think that we Juventini need sometimes to be a bit more proud about our own team. The past, the present, but also the future. Now, the second part of the video, probably the most interesting one, is the one of the ratings. Look, I'm not an expert of FC. I'm not. I'm a casual player, even if I'm a loyal player, because I bought the first copy of FIFA back then, and I will probably buy the new version, the latest version of FC. But I'm a guy that didn't jump didn't make the switch between offline online, especially with Ultimate Team, for a simple reason. I tell you, I don't know you, but me, I'm like that. I'm too loyal to Juve. I love Juve too much. And I tell you the truth, when I was making my Ultimate Team, where the principle is to have the best possible team with the best possible players, buying cards, etc., I preferred buying and signing De Scelje than Marcelo. Yes, I am like that. Yes, I am really strange. Yes, I'm the problem. I'm my own problem. I was never competitive. Also, the other reason is that I'm not good enough in playing. I'm not the pro player. I can't compete at really high level. I do it more for entertaining than for fun. So I don't know about all the ratings, the things, the specific. My son told me, but the overall rating is not really reflecting the strength of a card, the strength of a player. It's more the specific things there below that are important to understand if a player can become better, if he is good, if he is playable or not. I don't care about all that. I just will give you the ratings, comparing a bit the virtual world and the reality. Okay, we start with the goalkeepers, defender, midfielders, and we end with the strikers. Goalkeepers, we see 3 goalkeepers: 80 Di Gregorio, 79 Perin, 72 Pinsoglio. What can I say about that? Well, the first thing that is really shocking to me is that there is only one overall point difference between our starter goalkeeper Di Gregorio and Perin. Not because Perin is not good, because he's a really underrated and good, solid, trustable goalkeeper, but because we are speaking about Di Gregorio, that was the best one in Serie A last season with Monza. That is the goalkeeper that had fantastic stats also in, if we compare with the goalkeepers in Europe, it's a goalkeeper that is our starter. It's not a secret. 1 point difference is not enough, according to me. Then I understand he's not making part of the Italian national team. His first game in international level was this week on Tuesday against PSV, where unfortunately we conceded the goal. Otherwise, it was a clean sheet for him. But 1 point different is not enough. That's the only thing I want to say about the goalkeepers, except probably 81 I would have been more satisfied than an 80. Then he will need to reconfirm him and confirm him also in the international scene. About the defenders, look, if you're looking at Bremer, number 1 with 86, Cabal, number 6, the last defender, because Savona, Rui are not there. But Cabal with 74, you say, okay, they are reflecting a bit what we are all thinking about the ranking of our players. 86 for Bremer, that is part of the Brazilian national team, even if he's not playing, is good. A player that has always the interest from Premier League, from big clubs. He was our best defenders in the last years. He's trustable, he's a machine, he's a beast. So 86 rating is really totally deserved. Probably a bit too much in passing, because that's one of his weaknesses. On the other side, yeah, I love the card of Bremer, I have nothing to say. But I start having some doubts when we are looking at the other ones. 82 for Danilo, 78 for Gatti. Danilo, I'm not judging this season, was a starter last season at Juve, in a solid Juve in terms of defending, so probably the 82 is even correct, but the 78 for Gatti is not high enough, because if you're looking at the specifics, well, we see that the physique of Gatti is 76, while we have a physique of a 33 years old Danilo of 77, and that's my first thing, like, did you already watch Gatti? Did you see Gatti? A Gatti that is a beast. Physically, he is a beast. Then we can speak about whatever. The shot we can speak about what you want. But the physique, having 1 point less than Danilo, is not correct. So the 79 would have been more correct for Gatti. 78, not enough. Maybe a 80 for him, maybe a 81 for Danilo if you are looking at last season. Kalulu, I don't understand it. The biggest skill of Kalulu is his pace, and here he has 78, 4 points less than a Bremer in terms of pace, equal to Cambiaso, only 2 points more than Danilo. I don't understand it. It's true he didn't play last season because of injury. Then you can a bit put lower the physique, but guys, and even the physique 74. Did you see Kalulu? He's a beast. He's a monster. In terms of physicality, I don't understand these ratings. And then Cambiaso, according to me, you know what he's actually paying? The fact that we didn't play in Europe, and also the fact that he's a versatile player, a player that plays everywhere, but unfortunately he's not an expert in one single defined role. And that's where I think that, the rating is going lower. So hopefully they discover Cambiaso also in the international scene. If you're looking at that goal of Kenan Yildiz, well, big part of it, and even Kenan, he says, it's also, I want to say thank you to Cambiaso, that going on the left attracts that player, that defender, the number 37, I don't remember the name, where Kenan Yildiz is actually creating some space to score. Important Cambiaso, extremely intelligent. So I would have rated Cambiaso a bit higher, but I'm sure that this season he will be able to show the world his real worth in terms of overall rating. Then I go to the midfielders. Guys, there I have a lot of things to say. Because if you give me 83 to Douglas Luiz, Koopmeiners, and Locatelli, we have a problem. You know how much I love Locatelli. I always told you, keep trusting him. He's a great player. He's underrated. He's criticized a bit too much. But honestly, when I needed to rate him last season, I didn't rate him with the tops. I rated him with the flops. He converted himself. Not a good season. So if you're comparing, actually putting the same overall rating to Locatelli, 83, and Koopmeiners, we have a problem. Koopmeiners that was there with 15 goals, 7 assists. The season before, 10 goals, 4 assists. Won the Europa League last season, was essential, crucial in the game of Gasperini. I don't get it. Seriously, I don't get it. You can't. It's true, 764 pace for Locatelli is a slow player. I can understand it. It's not a beautiful card, the one of Locatelli. But that overall rating, I don't understand it. Also, a player that didn't play Euro 2024. Then Douglas Luiz, if we are judging this season, probably is far from a Locatelli, from a Koopmeiners, but if we are judging Aston Villa last season, he totally deserved that 83 one. I agree. 78 for Conceição, McKennie, and Thuram. Well, for Thuram, I agree. Nice player, 78. He has a lot of progression, young player. 78 for McKennie with a pass of 677, where actually he had 10 assists last season. Maybe he would have deserved there in passing a bit more. Then Conceição, also him, 8 goals, 8 assists with Porto last season, played at Euro, scored a goal at Euro. Probably he would have deserved it, a 79. Just, to mark that difference of a player that played a beautiful Euro, or himself individually, while, for example, McKennie totally flopped with USA. Fagioli totally disappeared last season because we know it, own problem, so I agree with the card. I have nothing to say about that. And Weah, 74, I agree. Last season, not a fantastic season for Weah. We will have to confirm him this season. He started well, then that mini injury. Let's see if he can come back on the level that we hope we can see him. And then we finish with the strikers. Vlahovic, 84, 81 for Milik. Nico Gonzalez, 80, and then you have a 70 for Yildiz. I will come back to Yildiz. Dedicated moment for Yildiz because it's incredible. It's incredible. 74 is incredible. But I think that probably the only card that has been overrated by Juve is the one of Vlahovic, 84. I don't know about the other strikers. I don't know how it... Of course, if they have all 97, I can even understand the 84. But if you're looking 84 for Dusan, it's probably a bit too much if we go by consequence of all the players that we just mentioned. He needs to do better. We know it. Can he have 84? I think he has the potential to even have 86, 87. I probably really think that. He can do really well. He can be the best player of Juve if he wants to, if he's able to unlock it. But 84 is a bit too much. On the other side, Milik as well. Milik is way too much. Last year he played a lot of games. But on the other side, he didn't play a lot of minutes. He always entered in the last minutes. He didn't play a lot. Didn't play Euro. 81 is way too much for the season of Milik last season, for the value of Milik. Probably a 79 would have been more correct. Totally fair rating for Nico Gonzalez, 80. And then you see a Yildiz with a card, 70. Ragazzi, I think that's the real disrespect of FC25 for Juve. Because you know that he's receiving that number 10. You know that he's a player that was maybe not an undiscussed starter last season, but that really Juventini dream. If you're giving him a shot of 61, and if you're giving Vlahovic a shot of 84, we have a problem. 61, if you're looking at how he shots, he has 2 feet, the left and the right. He has no weak foot. He's really, he has a strength in his shot. I'm not speaking about the goal of Tuesday. I'm speaking about the goals of last season. Bam, 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 a shot, bar. The dribble, that is fantastic. He deserves even more than a 73, for example. If you're looking at Conceição, has a dribble that is much higher, 83. He has a 73. I think he deserves much more in a card. it's a Juve icon now already with that number 10. We can say he was not ready or not, but I think the card 70 is not enough for a player that showed really beautiful things with Turkey at Euro 2024, reaching even quarterfinal as a starter, not as a sub player. So I think it's not fair. If you would have given him a 75, probably I would not have been here complaining because he's a really young player, but 70. And then if you are looking at that ranking from the first, the best, highest rating card to the last one, it makes totally no sense to have Bremer at 86 and Yildiz at 70. I agree with Bremer, that is the strongest player, but Yildiz there, even below Pinsoglio, for example, I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Below Cabal at 74, I really don't get it. Then, more or less, I agree with everything. Locatelli should have been lower. I don't agree there. Milik should have been a bit lower, probably. But that's the ratings of FIFA. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Ratings or judgment of the ratings. And then that beautiful intro of Zinedine Zidane. I will be live probably when you will already watch this video. So give me a maximum of like now and go back live where I am at the moment translating the words of Thiago Motta. Grazie, forza. Juve.